Today's interview is going to be conducted in English. 西澤ロイの頑張らない英語。We have a special guest in the studio. I mean, technically, we're in a meeting room, but we have a wonderful guest today, broadcasting on Rainbow Town FM in Tokyo. He is an adventurer and a winner of Best Job in the World competition in Australia. He is famous on Instagram, especially for his quokka photographs he posts on Monday, with more than 600,000 followers. I'd like to welcome Mr. Allan Dixon. Good morning, Allan.
Thank you so much. Hey, no, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much.
It's an honor to have you on the show.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Hopefully, whatever I can say, your listeners will learn something.
Yeah. Would you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Allan Dixon, and I basically now go around creating media and stories, hoping to inspire people to reconnect with wildlife and the environment. This would be through photography, through articles, getting my content featured around the web. Hopefully it's that connection between animals and wildlife that I'm trying to bring together. But about me actually, I'm from Ireland, but I'm also half Canadian. So my mom's from Canada, my dad's from Ireland, and I guess that's where, because I just wanted to travel everywhere from Canada to all over Europe and then now to Asia.
How many countries have you been?
I've lost count at this stage, but maybe
50 or
probably 50 or 60, I'd say at this stage. But I think kind of that traveling and exploring kind of opens up your mind.
So how many times have you been in Japan?
Japan now, this is my third time.
Third time?
Yeah, so the first time I was here probably 5 years ago. But it wasn't as a tourist. Well, I was a tourist, but it was going from the airport to the hotel to the event, and then back to the hotel, and then to the event. So I didn't see anything of Japan or Tokyo much at all. But then just last October in 2017, I came back, and that's when I went down to Okayama and seen firsthand the situation down there with the dog shelters. And where else did I go? I went to Rabbit Island. I don't know what the...
Rabbit Island?
Rabbit Island, yeah. And Teshima Island. And Hiroshima. Yeah, so it's good. Your country is really beautiful.
So, what's your favorite Japanese food?
Favorite Japanese food? I'll tell you what I actually don't like first.
Okay.
Is the radishes.
Radish.
I'm sure you guys have a name for that in Japan, but it's just extremely bitter. It's like a little vegetable.
Bitter radish.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the Japanese name for it is, but it's a vegetable, but it's just very, very bitter. What do I really like? Your sushi's pretty good.
Sushi.
You're famous for it.
Yeah. And that's your book, your new book.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, photograph of Quokkas.
Yeah. These are. Would you like me to introduce them? Or?
Yeah, please. Yeah. Listeners want to know what are Quokkas?
Yeah. So a lot of people have never even heard of the word quokka. So it's the name of an animal in Western Australia, and it's now labelled as the happiest animal in the world.
Who labelled it?
Oh, the internet.
Okay.
So. It's I basically a collective people came together and said, wow, this animal is pretty funny because of its really happy smile. And I guess it's more so the looks of happiness, and it's become a symbol now of happiness. So for those listening, if you open up a new tab and Google quokka, I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised and pretty happy. So imagine an animal like the size of a cat, with the body shape of a kangaroo, the way they hop around, and then with the face of a smiling bear. So combine them to this very unique, funny-looking animal.
And they're endangered?
No, they're vulnerable. They're in a vulnerable area because there's about 12,000 of them, so their population is steady, but they're vulnerable because they only have a small, tiny area to live in the world. Just on one tiny island, Rottnest Island, off of Perth in Western Australia.
And you post Quokka photos on Monday.
Well, what I started doing was, I found 4 years ago, very few people have ever heard of these animals. So I posted a photo, and then they were like, "Oh, what is this animal? This is crazy." And then I did have probably another 100 of these Quokka photos, but I didn't have any reason to post them. So then I was like, oh, well, I need to come up with, I just need a theme or a name. So I attached Monday being supposedly the worst day of the week because everyone goes back to work.
Yeah.
So Monday being the Quokka's happy day to start the week.
So that Mondays don't get you down.
Yeah, well, just to add a smile to your Monday. So then every Monday I posted, and I've been doing that now for 3 or 4 years. I've lost count at this stage.
You know, you have won a lot of competitions, like Best Job in the World in Australia, and other things like Student Entrepreneur of the Year.
Yeah, thank you.
And other competitions. What do you think make a difference? You know, how can you win so many competitions?
You enter as many as you can, because you don't list the ones that I lost. So that's number one, enter as many as you want to. But it's the difference of, for me, I was always making little videos, but I was doing it all for fun. So I never wanted any money coming from it. Like if there was a financial gain, then amazing. But otherwise, I would make it because it's fun, and the people who look at it and receive it would just kind of feel this, like a buzz or at least a bit of excitement because it entertained them or made them think. And I guess I was just putting a lot of effort and work into these videos. They were all video competitions. Oh, actually, no. Student Entrepreneur was actually a engineering. It was to actually make an app. But the app I was actually passionate about it because it was about connecting people to events.
Event Wolf?
Yeah, back in the day. That's completely shut down. There's nothing available on it right now. But yeah, you got to try as many things as you can, because if you don't try, then you're not failing to learn. And by trying as many times, you learn from all those failures until you reach a success.
Many Japanese people who are learning English are listening to this interview.
Yeah.
And many Japanese people are afraid of making mistakes and, having failures.
Okay.
What do you think of, mistakes and failures?
Embrace them.
Embrace them.
Embrace them, because they'll make you who you are. It's like when you see a girl or a guy that you're really attracted to, and it's like you can walk up to them and introduce yourself and it's to say how you feel, just in a nice compliment way. But if you don't, you need to. All the magic happens on the other side of fear. And that's actually where all this excitement and happiness lies. Because if you don't break through your fear, then it's just gonna be a very slow growth, or very slow. You're gonna be very slow at getting and reaching to your goal. But one of the things they could start doing is even just start talking to camera on English. Or looking back at themselves, like recording themselves speaking English and looking back at themselves, or basically putting English into practice. Because the more you speak English, obviously the better you'll become at it. Yeah. But if you apply it to something, or like on YouTube, loads of people would love to watch a Japanese person trying to pronounce difficult English words. Like, it's funny because imagine if a Japanese person looks at an English person trying to pronounce Japanese words. My Japanese is terrible. I know that, but I can do thank yous, and like so good to express some feelings, but I haven't fully sat down and started to learn myself.
What Japanese words do you find hard to pronounce?
Oh, all of them. Only being that I don't know where to start because it's different from Latin. Of the character and symbols are very different, so I don't know at all how to pronounce anything. But I'm sure they'll do fine as long as you just keep trying. Because if you're very interested in it, it will give back to you in ways to help you.
Okay. If there is only one thing you can fill your life with, what would that be?
That's a difficult, tough question.
Yeah, I know. But I'm sure you have an answer.
Yeah, I do. If there's one thing you can fill your life with, I guess that would be using your time to create something that helps other people, I guess. So whatever you love to do, you can obviously teach how to do it because there's other people that probably love what you do as well, and they're on a different stage of the journey. So maybe you can teach them on how to get to where you are. It's basically filling your time with your passion, but also giving back to people. Be through it like writing an article or creating a video, posting photos, something that showcases to help other people. Or I feel gratitude is the number one thing that makes you happy anyway, by telling people either how great they are or how you can help them makes you feel good.
I see. So what is your source of passion?
Pardon?
What is your source of passion?
Social passion?
Source. The source of passion?
Oh, the source. The source is when... what keeps you... I don't even know. It's in the back of my brain somewhere. Maybe I'm just wired in such a way that I think in these very strange, unique ways that obviously is showcased across on my Instagram or through the photos I've put out there. I honestly don't know where my source of passion comes from. It comes from trying one thing, learning that it was a mistake, building on top of that, and continually pushing for more. But what keeps you going, what keeps me motivated, is the feedback of other people. So if I make something, I'll be like, hey, what do you think of that? And they'll tell me if it's good or bad or if I can do better. And if they really like it, then that's an amazing feeling. It's like if you make anything or give someone a gift that you've made or just anything like that, it's the response of other people. So if you can keep making great responses.
Okay. So at last, please, do you have any messages to the listeners of this program?
I guess it's more so, so everyone that you guys are learning English, so everyone's telling you, oh, you should do English so you can do translation, or you should study English so you can get this particular job or whatever like that. But I feel in this day and age, you should, it's not that you need to listen to other people telling you why you should speak English. Like, maybe you want to speak English so you can talk to a girl that speaks English. But let that, I guess, really try figure out and really try apply. Like, all this time you're spending on learning English, figure out a really cool thing to apply what you've learned to it. So basically doing more of what you love, as opposed to you learning English to do finance or law, something that you didn't want to do anyway.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we have run out of time. Yeah,
so, great.
Yeah, Alan, thank you so much for coming.
Awesome, thank you so much for having me. Cheers. Best doctor in town in Tokyo.
Best doctor.
Yeah, best English doctor in Tokyo.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
ということで本日のゲストは冒険家のアラン・ディクソンさんをお迎えしました。以上、西澤ロイの頑張らない英語をお届けしましたのはイングリッシュドクター西澤ロイでした。次回の放送は7月14日です。See you on July 14th. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
When you bend your face to a flower, a drink in the kiss of a rose. Why does it rain on my window?
あなたのレストラン予約が子どもたちの給食になるアプリができました。テーブルクロスを通して予約をすると、途上国の子どもに給食が届きます。テーブルクロスアプリで検索。